Okay, so now you want to pick a bead for your nose and put a good amount of hot glue on the back of that bead. The beads are wooden, so you know they're kind of inflexible, but you want to put it close to the top of the hat, and you want to put enough hot glue that your bead, you basically want the hot glue to create a little holder for your bead, if that makes sense. So now your gnome has a little nose. Okay, so now you're gonna take your yarn, and using whatever color of yarn you want, you're gonna create a little facial hair for your gnome. So there's a couple different ways you can do this, but essentially what you wanna do is pull the yarn out so that you have a good length of it. Enough so that, like, you know, if you hold it in your hand, it fills up your palm, because you want to make sure that you don't have a scraggly bearded gnome. So once you have that, clip your ends, and you're gonna take your yarn and you're gonna kind of create a lot of little loops with it. So, you know, however long you want the beard to be is how long you want your loops to be. So my little gnome, you know, he's not very tall, so maybe I want to give him just like a little bit of extra beard length so that he could like sit on the side of the table and have his beard kind of hang over. But I don't want it to be super, super long. So you're gonna take that and you're just gonna like snake your yarn back and forth over and over and over again until you finish up your length of yarn. And if you want a bigger or smaller beard, you know, you can obviously use more or less yarn. But I kind of think it's fun to have a lot of facial hair on these guys. Give them kind of a Dumbledore beard. So I've decided that the length between my forefinger and my pinky is about the right length of my beard. And I'm gonna keep doing that. And we're gonna go ahead and choose one side of your loop to cut. So now you've got your facial hair. So you wanna take this and kind of bunch it together so that you can see everything. So, you know, he'll end up looking like this. So we're gonna, once we've got our placement, then you're gonna take your hot glue and create a big mess of hot glue, because you wanna try to catch all of the pieces of yarn. And don't worry, there are lots of hot glue sticks, so use how much you need to, and kind of just keep pressing until you're sure you've got all of your yarn pieces there. And then you can go in and adjust certain pieces how you want it to look, but that is essentially your completed gnome. So the networking part of this is that I would like you to match up with someone who has the same fabric as you for the hat. And if you can't find anyone who has the same fabric as you for the hat, pick someone with the same background color and sit down and get to know them while you guys are making this project together. You can even form a little table based off the color of the hat or the type of fabric if a bunch of you want to use the same hat fabric. But other than that, that is all. It's a pretty easy little craft, and there may be enough for more gnomes, and if so, you can make as many as you'd like. If the beard is looking a little unruly, you can go in and snip little loops and kind of like trim him up so that he's a little bit more, you know, a little bit more clean shaven. But I'm gonna go set this cute little guy up, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.